Hello, I'm Ep.1, a rising junior at UNC Chapel Hill, North Carolina in the US, and this summer I am studying abroad in Dublin, Ireland, in University College Dublin, doing STEM research, which I will talk to you all about pretty soon. But first, I wanted to thank the Gilman Scholarship for helping me get here, for all of the support and this opportunity. And the project that I chose to do is vlogging. I've never actually vlogged, so sorry in advance. But, I think it'll be a nice project because I get to take you guys with me. It's a, first hand opinion and videos of all that I do. And yeah, so let's see what happens these first weeks. Okay, so this is my second week in the lab. Today's Tuesday, so kind of starting the second week. But let's see, the first week, I got introduced to my PI, which is the scientist that is looking over my project, and we made a plan about what I was going to do this week, about the literature reviews and all the papers that I have to write for this project. So my study abroad project is research on antibiotic resistance in this bacteria that's C. Gilman or Campylobacter. And this bacteria resides in chickens. So like when you buy them at the store, but this bacteria can be killed if you cook your chicken well, of course, which is one of the aims that scientists are trying to do. Like more people tell them to cook their chickens well, and of course all of your meats, all of your products. But they also want to find a way of preventing this bacteria of getting into the market, or maybe coming up with a probiotic to give the chickens so that, the bacteria isn't an issue in humans. But I'm going to be looking at the resistance, and I'm going to be growing bacteria in my petri dishes. I'm still trying to figure out the aim of the project. I think we're going to conclude that soon in these upcoming weeks, but right now I'm just getting to know all of the techniques that I'm going to have to do. So the first experiment that I did is making motility plates. So the bacteria, it has a flagella, which is this part connected to it in the back. I'll show you an image. And if a flagella moves, it helps the bacteria move. And the more motility that the bacteria has, the better its flagella. It may indicate that it's more likely to infect more, to be more virulent. So we're looking at different strains of this bacteria to see which are more motile. So I get to make these little petri dishes called motility plates, and you take a little streak of bacteria of the strain and you stab the middle of the plate, and you do these for many strains. So you leave those strains over like 24 and 48 hours, and then when that time has passed, you measure the diameter on the plates to see how much the bacteria has moved, and therefore testing the motility, and technically it could be more virulent. So that's for one of the experiments that we're doing. We're also doing biofilms because these bacteria form like these matrices, these extracellular matrices, which is like this little, think of it as a fabric of bacteria, so that it can survive in environments with more oxygen, because this bacteria is what's called microaerobic, so it thrives in environments with less oxygen. So what do you do when you're put under stress and you're in a place where there's oxygen and you can't live with oxygen? Well, you form a biofilm for protection. So that's what we're looking at this week. So here we are in Dublin, my friend Mia, and what better way to get to know Dublin than walking around the city, right? Alrighty, let's see what we see today.
Cocktail Bar, one of the most touristy places in Dublin. People just come to have a good time and, you know, they share their music and all. If you share a few good Guinnesses, no.
After that, we just walked around Dublin, rode on a lot of buses, and then we decided to cross over some of the bridges. Here is the Hot Penny Bridge, where it gives you a great overlook of the city. And yeah, it was nice. Alright, so this was in the lab this week. This is Liz, a PhD student, and she's taking swabs of different parts of the chicken and putting them on petri dishes to see what kind of bacteria grows. And now I'm going to show you a quick little clip of her explaining PCR, which we do to try to identify what kind of bacteria we're dealing with.
Species it is.
Report it. You can do other stuff with the PCRs, but like for me, because I'm trying to figure out like what strains I want to use moving forward, I want to get a mix of C. jejuni and C. coli. So I want to figure out what species they are for that reason. And then based on that, am I seeing any patterns in the jejuni or coli strains that I'm not seeing in the other ones? That could be interesting.
Alright, well, that's all I have for this video, but next time I'm going to take you guys with me on my way to the lab, show you guys around UCD, and you know, my morning little routine. And then I'll also talk about our trip to Belfast that we did. So that should be exciting. But stay tuned.